Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a beautiful girl named Emily. She was 20 years old and had blue eyes and golden hair. Her family was poor, but they were happy. They lived in a small house and loved each other very much. Emily loved reading books and dreamed of a better life. One day, she went to the village market, where she met a boy named John. John was tall and handsome, with dark hair and a kind smile. He came from a rich family. His parents owned a big house and a lot of land. Emily and John became friends. They talked a lot and laughed together. They enjoyed walking in the fields and by the river. John told Emily about his dreams, and Emily shared her hopes with him. They felt very close to each other. One day, John said to Emily, "I love you, Emily. Will you marry me?" Emily was very happy and said, "Yes, John, I love you too." They hugged and dreamed about their future together. But there was a problem John's parents didn't like. Emily. They thought she wasn't good enough for their son because she was poor. John's mother said, "John, you cannot marry Emily. She is not from a rich family." His father agreed, saying, "Yes, you need to find someone from a wealthy family." John felt very sad. He loved Emily and didn't want to lose her. He told his parents, "I love Emily. She is kind and good." Money is not important, but his parents didn't listen. They said, "If you marry Emily, we will not support you." Emily found out about the problem and felt very sad too. She loved John, but didn't want to cause trouble in his life. She told John, "Maybe it's better if we don't get married. I don't want to make your life difficult." But John said, "No, Emily, I will always love you." "We will find a way," John said. Days passed and he kept trying to convince his parents, but they didn't change their minds. Emily's family also knew about the problem and were worried about her. Her mother said, "Emily, we love you and want you to be happy, but maybe it's better to let John go." Emily cried many nights. She didn't know what to do. She loved John deeply but didn't want to hurt him. One day she decided to talk to him. She said, "John, I love you very much, but I think it's better if we don't get married. Your parents will never accept me, and I don't want to make your life harder." John was heartbroken and said, "Emily, I can't live without you, but I understand. I will always love you." They hugged and cried together. They knew their love was strong, but the world was against them. In the end, Emily and John decided to stay friends. They promised to always support each other, but their hearts were broken because they knew they could never be together. Emily continued living with her family. She worked hard and helped them every day. John also went on with his life, but he always remembered Emily. Years passed, and even though they were apart, Emily and John still loved each other. They never forgot their love and understood that sometimes love is not enough. They learned that life can be difficult, but they always kept their love in their hearts. Emily worked in the village, helping her family and neighbors. She was kind to everyone, and the people in the village loved her because they knew she had a good heart. John also worked hard and helped his family with their business. He was kind and fair to everyone. One day, Emily's father became very sick. Emily was very worried and took care of him day and night. She prayed for him to get better. When John heard about Emily's father, he wanted to help. He went to see Emily and said, "Emily, I'm sorry to hear about your father. Can I help you?" Emily was touched by John's kindness. She said, "Thank you, John. Your support means a lot to me." John brought medicine and food for Emily's family and visited them often. Slowly, Emily's father got better, and Emily was very grateful to John. She said, "John, you have a big heart. Thank you for helping us." John smiled and said, "Emily, I will always be here for you." Emily and John began spending more time together. They talked about their dreams and hopes. They knew they still loved each other, but also knew that John's parents would never accept their love. So they decided to stay friends and support each other. One day, John had to go to the city for work. He told Emily, "I have to leave for a while, but I will write to you." Emily felt sad but understood. She said, "I will miss you, John. Please take care." John hugged Emily and said, "I will miss you too. I'll come back soon." John went to the city, worked hard, and learned many new things. He wrote letters to Emily, telling her about his life in the city. Emily wrote back, sharing her life in the village. They shared their thoughts and feelings through letters. Time passed, and John became successful in his work. He saved money and helped his family, but he never forgot Emily. He still loved her and thought about her every day. Emily also missed John, but was happy to hear about his success. One day, John decided to visit the village. He wanted to see Emily. He went to her house and knocked on Emily opened the door and was surprised to see John. She said, "John, you're back." John smiled and said, "Yes, Emily, I missed you." They talked for a long time. John told Emily about his life in the city, and Emily told John about her life in the village. They laughed and shared their memories. Then John said, "Emily, I still love you. I want to be with you." Emily was happy, but also worried. She said, "John, I love you too, but what about your parents?" John replied, "I've saved money. I can support us now. I don't need my parents' approval anymore." Emily was touched by John's determination and said, "John, I'm proud of you, but I don't want to cause problems for you." John replied, "Emily, you are my happiness. I want to be with you." Emily and John decided to be together. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but they were ready to face the challenges. They got married in a small ceremony with their friends and family. Emily's family was very happy for her because they knew John was a good man. John's parents were not happy, but Emily and John were finally together. John's parents did not attend the wedding, but John and Emily didn't let that stop them. They loved each other and were determined to make their life together work. Emily and John moved to the city and started a new life. They worked hard and supported each other. They faced many challenges, but their love kept them strong. They believed that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything. Years passed, and Emily and John built a happy life together. They had children and taught them the values of love and kindness. They never forgot their journey or the struggles they had faced. They knew that true love is strong and can overcome any obstacle. Emily and John grew old together. They looked back on their life with happiness and pride, knowing their love had made them better people. They were thankful for each other and the life they had built. And so Emily and John lived happily ever after, always cherishing the love they shared. They knew that true love never dies and found peace in knowing their love had made their lives meaningful and beautiful. The end. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next video.